Hey, it's Azure Tony, and welcome to another Beyond the Controller. Now, you'll have to forgive me a little bit if there's a little weird sound in my voice. I recently had some oral surgery done, had to get a infected tooth out, and on top of having the procedure on my neck, which turned out to be a complete failure, but it was a low percentage chance it was going to help with the pain. But beside all that, this is completely off the cuff. There is no script behind this. There is very minimal, if any, editing done to it. And, well, the topics are chosen by me, but voted on by other people. And the winner of the latest one, as proof of just letting it go, is my phone going off. Because I'm an idiot and forgot to put it on Do Not Disturb. But the topics are chosen by me, voted on by you, and the latest winner is finding your fun in gaming. Which, before I get into that, what exactly is fun in gaming? What do I mean when I say fun in gaming? Now, there's a whole video that I did, and I rambled quite a bit. I'll try to link it above me, somewhere around here, that goes into it more, but the basics is fun in gaming is quite literally enjoying playing games. So, how exactly do we find our fun in gaming? Well, it comes down to what type of game are you looking for? What type of person are you? What type of, how do I want to put it? What type of, mood you're in, what you're looking for. Whether it comes to different genres, whether it comes to different games themselves. In order to find your fun in gaming, you have to, enjoy the game that you're playing. Because I personally believe that the whole point of gaming is to have fun. This started as something many years ago in a game called Tekken Resurrection. I believe that's what it was called on the PS3. And it's not just a catchphrase or something, it's a motto that I live by. Now, for example, if you're someone who is very strategic in the way you think and you love things like theory crafting and getting the most out of something, well, RPGs are probably your jam. Things like Diablo, things like Baldur's Gate 3, even a lot of the JRPGs for min-maxing, that's probably your jam. You're probably going to love that. Or you're going to love the exact opposite of that, where you can just turn your brain off. Things like beat 'em ups, brawlers, hack and slash, to some extent, shooters. If you're somebody who's big into really getting into stories, if you love to read, if you're big into, say mysteries, games that follow mysteries are going to be your jam. If you're someone who's big into fantasy, well, a lot of fantasy games are going to be a jam, most likely RPGs. And as I said, nothing's really edited or done, and Estelle likes to get in the middle of everything. She does not really like videos being done for whatever reason. We still never figured this out, why she doesn't like videos getting made. But, if you're someone like me who's a cat person, although I love dogs too, but cats are, my favorite, things where you maybe play as a cat or do things like a cat, stuff like Stray. There's a game, I think it's called Have You Ever Seen a Cat? That's on Steam. There's a couple different games out there that, you might be into. And that's what I mean. When you combine what a game is with stuff that you already like or are into or can satisfy something that, tickles the right side of your brain, and I don't mean the right versus the left, I mean the right as in correct. Well, that's going to be where you find your fun in gaming. When you got a little annoying kitty who just likes to be up in everything, it messes with your train of thought. But finding your fun in gaming is all about figuring out what type of game that you're looking for. What type of game is going to fit your mood or personality? For instance, I'm a big RPG guy. I also love hack and slash and beat 'em ups. Those are like my big three, because I do separate hack and slash and beat 'em up. But those are probably my big three. Estelle, please stop. And the reason being is I love delving into story, but I also love, just turning my brain off and beating the crap out of things. Estelle, please stop. She's now trying to tear up my chair. There's always something with these Beyond the controllers. There's always something. We might even get a little appearance from Estelle if she keeps this up. But, like I said, if you're someone who, like, say you're having a really rough day and it's really built up some anger. Something's done happened. Someone's got you feeling a certain way. They stepped on your shoe. They, scuffed up your kicks. They, someone got chosen over you for a promotion, or your boss is just pissing you off, or your classmates are pissing you off, or, it's just been a day. Something like, a puzzle game or a beat 'em up are some of the best things to just turn your brain off and do. When I say a puzzle game, I mean something along the lines of a Tetris, or, I honestly, yes, I do mean Candy Crush. Things like that where you can just completely turn your brain off or get out the anger in a beat 'em up. That's I'm gonna get you. Oh, she wants her ball. Her little balls. We've had this since she was a kitten. We've had her for over 2 years now, and she was a rescue kitten. She loves this ball. Estelle, you ready? No. She likes to get the ball and bring it back. Not as much anymore in this apartment, the way it's set up, but she loves the ball. I used to joke that she's more like a part greyhound. And I said greyhound because I couldn't think of what other dog at the moment. I'm like, and I know greyhound's the wrong dog to use, but that's what I actually used to say. And I'm going to own it that I screwed that up back then. So, I always own my mistakes. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Did you bring it back, baby? No, you didn't. Oh, it's all the way over there. Daddy's not getting it all the way over there. If you have, for instance, a cat who constantly likes to get involved in things, or a child that likes to constantly get involved in things, and you have short little bursts where you can game something like, maybe a platformer, or, mobile games and such that you can do in short bursts. Those are going to be more where you're going to find your fun, because you won't have to worry about being in the middle of like a big boss fight and all of a sudden here comes little Jimmy wanting your attention. Only reason I went with Jimmy is I'm a big pro wrestling fan, and R-Truth. Ron Killings, dude, is way underrated, needs more love than he gets. But that's beside the point. In case you haven't noticed, there's a lot of beside the points that happen with me. And basically, like I said, finding your fun comes down to just matching up the game with your mood. It's kind of the reason I've been personally trying to bounce around right now to find what I'm kind of into playing. I'm not really finding an RPG that's hitting that I haven't beaten already. I've been grinding for 100% compendium completion and getting all 5 endings for Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance. You know, waiting on seeing if when Astrobot comes out, if that is something that really hits. It looks fun. It looks, looks very enjoyable. It looks like something that's going to be possibly a little frustrating, but it's going to be fun. And it's going to be something that I can potentially get my wife to play, which is always great because she's way more of a casual gamer, and getting her into something as far as a game goes is always fun because when she gets into it, it's adorable watching some of her reactions to some of the games. Which is also, if you have a spouse or a child or a friend that you can play stuff with, couch co-op, that's always something to look for to find some extra fun. Because gaming alone is all right, but a lot of times gaming with someone else can have a lot of fun. It used to be, it was a pretty normal thing to game with friends. Now it's online, which is still works just as well, but it doesn't at the same time because it isn't the same, But when you mix your game with your mood, desires, or personality, that's when you find your fun in gaming. And so, if you have any other tips for finding your fun, go ahead and drop them in the comments. I'm sure there's stuff I left out. I'm sure there's other things that probably should be said. And also, be on the lookout for the next ranking list coming out next week. We're going to go with the PlayStation Vita next. That should be fun. I love the Vita. In fact, I got this. Let me pull this out right here. Just sitting. Got this sitting right here. The PlayStation TV. This is the thing right here. Makes the Vita all the better. And Sony really should not have dropped the ball with the Vita. But that's something for next time. On this time, all I gotta say is this has been Azure Tony. Today, we talked about finding the fun in gaming, and I hope you enjoyed yourselves too. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. I'll catch you next time. Arigatou gozaimasu.